This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Central Texas Life with Ann Harder presents Central Texas Events.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Central Texas Events. And we talked last week about the opening of Marie's, which is right on Austin Avenue. And this gentleman here is no stranger to that building and that location, Dave Innis, because for many, many months you were playing regularly Tuesdays and Thursdays in what was then Stay Classy Waco.
That's right. Yeah, and actually my friends have been going, oh, Dave, when are you going to start playing out again?
Oh, I know. I get calls all the time. Where's it? Is he going to be playing? Well, you are.
And here's the thing. So I said, well, actually, I'm going to be playing out this, coming Saturday at this new place. It's called Marie's Wine Bar, and they go, oh, really? Well, that sounds great.
Where's that?
Yeah. And where is it? Yeah. And I said,
know.
It's down on Austin Avenue, right across the street from the Hippodrome. And they go, wait a minute. Next to the barber shop? I said, yeah.
Yeah, the Italian restaurant. Yeah, no, it's wonderful. And it's really going to be great to have you back in that, because I know you had a lot of regular folks that loved going to hear you play.
It was, it really was kind of we'd see the same people over and over and over again, and they got to where, they'd come down there to see each other and to just talk and, catch up. And, I was also there playing piano and singing and entertaining, and sometimes I'd get everyone going. You remember, you were there a bunch.
I was there a bunch.
Yeah.
Took several couples, friends of ours, and they're the ones like, when is he's not playing down there during that period of time when you weren't. And so I said, but he's coming back. Let's let people know, though, if they don't know who Dave Innis is. Let's talk just a little bit. So introduce
Let me tell you a little bit about Dave Innis.
about a little band called Restless Heart.
You be my agent. You be my PR person.
Hey, listen, I do.
I know you do.
You know I do. But you and your beautiful wife, Adrienne, just moved here now coming on 3 years, is it?
Can you believe it?
I know. And I met you, you'd only been here a year. So
had I been here a whole year?
I don't
think
so. You were pushing a year. You were almost a year. Anyway, but yeah, time flies.
Yes, I was a young man.
We had the wonderful
when we
opportunity to meet a couple of years ago, about this time of year.
Yeah.
In fact, it's right
well,
here
we
in
did
February.
some gigs together.
We did. We certainly did. And when I figured out and I Googled your name, I went, he's a big deal. And you really are
You're
big deal.
Big deal.
Not like Dave Innis is a big because your face popped up and it just said Dave Innis, musician,
shucks.
Musician. I thought, yeah, he is that. But you are a genius on the keyboard. Learned how to play from your mom, who taught.
Now, she was a genius on the
Really?
keyboard, yes. And she taught me until I was a senior in high school.
Yeah, really.
And then I decided at that point that I knew everything there was to know about playing the piano. They come to find out, so, about 3 or 4 years later, I realized that, in fact, I didn't know everything there was to know about playing the piano. And I've been hard, at it studying. And, it's like the more you learn, like with anything else, the more you realize that you have left to learn. But that keeps it interesting because I'm always discovering something new, finding a new sound or a new...
Well, there's so many styles. So you were studying classic. You were classically trained?
I was classically trained,
But
yes.
when did you determine, you really wanted to delve into jazz and country? I mean, you were the founding member of Restless Heart as their keyboard guy. Played with them for 40 years.
Yeah.
So
playing and singing and
Yeah.
picking and grinning and traveling all over the world.
all over the world, literally. Yeah. And you were in Texas a lot, even though you were based in Nashville.
Yeah.
And when you and your wife had the opportunity to, okay, we're going to retire, we're going to leave Nashville, you could go anywhere, but you were led to Waco.
And yes, it was a God thing. We
Yeah.
ended up here, and we haven't regretted it. We've made so many friends so quickly, and you and Mike, for instance, and of course, we've been good friends ever since.
Yeah.
The first time we met, we just kind of clicked, didn't we?
Well, I was told you like the kind of music I like as well.
The 40s,
and that's the
40s jazz
the
and
Great American
standard jazz.
Songbook kind of thing, and that's pretty much my repertoire.
Yeah.
A little bit of country, a little tiny bit of country in my, but not
Yeah.
much. But you were so gracious and so generous with your talent and in going, and because you are a big deal. I mean, you could command big bucks to do what you do, and yet there's this love for performing and love for sharing your music.
Yeah.
That is just very evident. But Marie's is going to be a great opportunity to have
Yeah.
you back again.
You know what? I passed by Marie's just on my way here to do this interview, and I can't wait to go inside. I
Yeah.
saw the outside of it, and they have
Yeah.
these wine casks outside. It looks really cool. Of
Yeah,
course,
it's different. He
yeah.
says it's going to. I was not able to go to the grand opening. I'd hoped to, and life gets in the way sometimes
come,
of plans. So
Saturday.
we're planning to come Saturday.
Really?
I really
Okay,
wanted to.
fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And then your Thursday.
Got a reservation? Because it's going to be full.
Well, I may be a problem. I may have.
You want me to make one for you?
I would. It would be good if you would. do
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
For
I tell you what, I'll comp you.
Would you?
You and my... No, there's no cover
I was going to
charge.
say whatever it costs, but yeah.
Just,
no, I know it's going to
I
be.
think they have good food down there.
Yeah.
They're going to cater the event. Did you know that?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's
Okay,
going to
good.
It's going to be quite a big deal.
Good. Good.
And a lot of our friends are coming out, a lot of our regulars.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking forward to it, getting the gang back together and having some good times. And I learned some new songs that I'll be doing, and of course I'll hit some of the highlights from what I did when I was
Well,
at
you had
Classy.
a lot of favorites, and
I'll do some Restless Heart stuff.
Oh, of course they want to hear, the Bluest Eyes in Texas. They've got to hear that because that's
Okay,
really
I'll do
the
that.
song that brought you to Texas.
Yeah.
So many times.
That's right,
And
because
familiarized
until we
you.
released the Bluest Eyes in Texas, which was, I can't even remember what year that was. It's been a while.
I want to say 87.
I think it was 1946.
Not quite that long ago.
Yeah.
No, it was in the 80s. As I say, it was when I was doing news for Wake 100.
Yes.
And in the late 80s, early 90s, and I mean, Restless Heart. It was the soundtrack of my workday. I was hearing all those songs. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas was always a good market for us after that song. Up until then, I don't think folks quite knew what to think of us, or if they probably didn't think of us at all, is the truth of that. But that song got so much, statewide acclaim because of,
yeah. And then of course, I'll Still Be Loving You.
Kinda
That
made
was
sense.
that was your big crossover.
Yeah, that's right.
That
Yeah.
became big on all the charts and
Yeah.
sung at many weddings and.
Yes, that was
yeah.
1988. I remember that because it was the ASCAP most performed song of the year in 1988.
That's amazing.
So that's what in the music business we call those career records, that you could do a whole career because of one song.
Yeah.
And we were fortunate that we had several. When She Cries was another
Yeah.
career record
that's-
for us. That
that's a
kind of
got
got
that's
us
a
over
great
on the
tune.
pop charts. Yeah, it was a top 10 pop record. So.
Yeah. Well, and your sound was that kind of close harmony.
Kind of like the
singing.
Eagles. a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. Just wonderful, iconic group. Do you ever hear from your other bandmates? Do you stay in touch?
I do. In
you?
fact, our guitar player Greg and I are going to be in Oklahoma on, I think it's, I want to say the 17th of February. A friend of ours, we were inducted, Restless Heart was inducted into the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame
Yeah,
in 2015.
right.
And a friend of mine is being inducted, Heath Wright. He founded the band Ricochet. He's a wonderful singer and guitar player, and I've worked with him a lot over the years. And was a huge Restless Heart fan. Anyway, we are inducting him. Greg and I are inducting him into the Hall of Fame, and we're going to perform a set with him, and then the next day we're going to the it's a very famous studio in Tulsa called The Church. And
Oh,
we're,
wow.
We're going to record a couple of Restless Heart songs.
Are you? What a
Yeah.
great thing. That's in February. That's going to be awesome. And of course, you're an Oklahoma boy.
Yeah, so it'll be good to see Greg again.
Yeah.
I haven't been back to Nashville but a few times since I moved here. I did go back for rehearsals. I went out and did a tour with Steve Wariner,
Right.
who's, I don't know if you know who Steve Wariner
Oh, yeah,
is.
uh-huh.
Yeah, what a guitar player. Good
Yeah,
Lord, he's amazing. And great songwriter, just a great guy. But, yeah, so I haven't been back since those rehearsals, and that was, I think, the first year I was here.
Right. I think you'd wrapped it up after.
Yeah.
And after that,
Yeah,
is
but we
when I
did
met
play
you.
at the Hippodrome.
Yeah. Yeah. That is.
In fact,
that is
I
great.
told Steve, I said, "Man, I wish you'd call me sooner because I'm actually retired. I'm moving to Waco, and we've already sold the house, and the moving truck's coming next week." And he goes, "Where are you moving?" And I said, "Waco, Texas." He goes, "Well, that's perfect, Dave, because 95% of my gigs are going to be in Texas." So
Yeah.
Texas
Yeah,
is a
he's-
big market for all of country music.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you can hear Dave play again at Marie's Wine
Yes,
Bar.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they've got a really nice establishment there. They've
Yeah.
put some money into it, and I know they have one of those wine.
It's a dispensing kind of a machine. I'm fascinated by that.
Just put
where
your
you
credit
can-
card in, and you
and
can
you
get one
sample.
of
Yeah,
like I don't
see
know what do
you
they have,
like. Yeah, like do your own
a dozen
flight.
different wines or something. Do your
But
own.
yeah, they're
wine
really
flight.
specializing though
Yeah.
in wines, and so yeah, it's going to be quite a wonderful thing for downtown Waco, and certainly important that there's great live music that will
Yes.
still be performed.
Well, I watched your interview with Sydney
Sydney
the other
Warren,
day, and
who's
he seems like a
proprietor
great guy.
there.
I'm looking forward to meeting
Oh, you have
him.
not met? Well,
No,
of course,
I
he's
haven't.
when I interviewed him, he goes, "Well, I don't know much about Dave Innis." I said, "I got you covered there."
So you put in a good word for me?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. But it is great, and so Thursdays starting February.
I'm only missing the one Thursday when I'm going to be inducting Heath
Okay.
into the Hall
Yeah,
of
Hall of
Fame,
Fame,
but
okay.
otherwise I'll be at Marie's from, like I did at Classy, from 5 to 7.
It is 5 to 7, but now tomorrow
Happy
night.
hours, yeah.
Tomorrow nights will be from 7.
It's from 6 to 9.
6 to 9.
on
Okay, a little bit later on the
on
Saturday
Saturday.
the 27th.
Yeah.
Good. It is great to have you back.
So good to
back
see
on
you.
the podcast.
Yeah, before we
And,
started, I was saying, well, Ann, I just want to hear. She goes, I don't have any notes. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I said, well, let's
Just-
talk about your vacation with Mike over in Germany. She just got back from Germany.
Yeah, well.
Do you have a big old time over there?
We did. We had a great time. So I went to the Christmas markets, and it was loads of fun.
Did you bring home some Christmas stuff?
Oh, I did, yeah, and sent most of it to kids. But one thing I want
Did you get me
tell
a
you,
Christmas present?
I have something for y'all.
Do you really?
Well, yeah, some chocolate.
Oh,
I mean,
well, now you've given it away.
I've given it away. But I have to say, my granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter, who is now 8, wanted to start taking piano, and you gave my son and granddaughter a keyboard you weren't using. And she is, and I send you videos.
Well, I thought it'd be
she's
perfect
just-
because it has speakers in it.
Right, and she can plug it in.
And it's a full size,
and
it's
right,
just like
and
a
she
piano.
can practice without
Yeah.
the whole house. And anyway, she's doing very well for a beginner, and so I
I
send
saw a
you videos.
video of her on Facebook or something.
Yeah,
And I
she's
mean,
playing with both hands and
she's
everything.
pretty good,
I think
yeah.
I took 4 years before.
Reading music and everything.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you again. That's
You're
what
so
I mean.
welcome.
Your generosity, and it was. He said, "I got it in the garage here." Just
Yeah.
and so it's being put to great use.
Yeah, well,
so.
now I have a little bit more room in my garage.
There, it's good all the way around. Well, it's a pleasure always.
Always a
Dave
pleasure,
Innis. So check out Dave Innis Saturday the 27th at
Yeah, come on
Marie's,
out.
6 o'clock, and then subsequent Thursdays at least through February,
From 5 to 7.
5 to 7. That's a great time. That's a
Yes,
great time
I
after
agree.
work and yeah.
Yeah, after work, and then, you can still be home, and
Yeah.
time to watch the news.
Yeah. All
The
right.
10 o'clock news.
The 10 o'clock
You
news.
should be brushing your teeth by 10:30.
You can be.
It's perfect.
Yeah. After enjoying some great music.
That's
Dave
right.
Innis. So thank you again so much.
And it's great to be with you.
Well, thank you. Likewise. And thank you for being with us for Central Texas Events. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.